You always knew when Marty McSorely was on the ice. During a 17-year career, he distinguished himself as not only an outstanding player, but he was tough. How tough? Third most penalized player in the history of the National Hockey League, 3,381 minutes. Marty goes from, being a tough guy to now spraying his hair. He's working with Randy Hahn on Fox broadcasts. Are off to a great start. Marty, what type of transition was that? When you played, did you like the media?
Well, I didn't have a problem with sitting in the dressing room talking to the media and being accountable for what happened on the ice. And most of the guys are really good guys, and they're doing their job and we're doing ours. And the more media we get, the better the game is. And I think coming to L.A. and into California, we realize we're trying to sell the game, so it's an important area.
Yeah, you're working with Randy Hahn, who's a real pro. Randy, though, have you ever worked or been around anybody that used more hairspray?
Randy, one rule Randy said right at the get-go: don't touch the hair.
Okay, I know. Hey, you'll find out when you get the Randy Hahn Christmas card. My God, it's the most. He and his wife. You'll see what I mean come Christmas. No more beautiful family than Randy's. Gorgeous. Hey, we've got your first goal here as a Shark. You played 96 through 98. When you were here, did you feel like San Jose was a good hockey town, or are we still learning?
Well, I thought it was first thing, it was an outstanding management team. You know, the owner at the time, George Gunn, was a great owner. The people that they had, you could see the foundation for a great franchise and the relationship they had with the fans. My wife loved living up here. We both loved being up here. That's why it was so easy for me to take the job and come back up here and work. And it's a great team right now, and I think it's in a great environment.
Yeah, your reputation, as we said, as being a tough guy, but you were part of hockey history. We have a little sound on tape, as we like to say, of McSorely setting up Wayne Gretzky when he beat Gordie Howe's all-time goals record.
Gretzky looking, Yari Curry, McSorley to Gretzky! Scores! He did it! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history!
And give Marty McSorley full credit for a magnificent play. I'm not sure Marty ever thought about shooting on that one. There was a passing lane that opened up.
You still get a chill when you hear something or see something like that?
Well, I love to play. I had so much fun playing, and watching myself play, I'm probably a tougher critic than anybody else, but I had an opportunity to play on some great teams with some great players and playing some bad teams and get a chance of gaining perspective on the game. And Gary, I think that what I really take the most is I'm a rich man for memories, and I'm a big fan of the game long before I ever played.
Yeah, we're watching some video here where no holds barred. I'd just be curious, growing up, was your dad tough? Was your mom tough? Where'd you learn to put up your dukes?
Well, I grew up in a family with 9 brothers and sisters on a farm in southern Ontario, Canada. Yeah. And we had to earn whatever we get, and you stood your ground. And I think you play the game with respect, you play with honesty, and there was times that you dropped the gloves and drew a line in the sand. Yeah,
I don't mean to get on your good side, but I want you to know on my radio show, I predicted if a brawl broke out in the booth that you could handle Randy.
Well, I like to say that I could just give it a look, and Randy, I know, walks around like he's 30 pounds heavier now, making sure that I'm on his wing.
Okay, here's the one you get in every interview, and I must do this part of my job. Go back to 2000 with the Donald Brashear incident, where you were suspended 1 year for excessive violence. Do you think the league and the fans handled that properly, or do you feel you were made an example of?
Well, that's tough. I mean, for me to evaluate it, how it's handled by other people, all I know is that I went out there to do my job that I'd done so many different times. And I kind of look at it as like a NASCAR crash, that the people in hockey said, listen, he was trying to get somebody to fight him. End of the game, the clock's winding down, and it went very badly. I felt bad for Donald Brashear. It wasn't what was intended. Hockey people said the same thing, but I think it just kind of grew and grew and grew, almost like a NASCAR crash, and it was perceived differently outside of hockey, and I can't control that.
In 15 seconds or less, if you had seen that tape, though, what would you think of Marty McSorely?
I would think that he was a guy that cared about his teammates, played as hard as he could, tried to get the most out of himself, and had a great time playing.
All right, I'll be listening for you tonight, Marty. Thanks for a few minutes, and say hello to Randy Hahn. And just for fun, just mess up that do a little bit tonight on him, huh?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, Marty McSorely.